The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Mayfield to throw it. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On the Jets sweep, here's Chase. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the Jets sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
A 50-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The first time out, they had the interception. That stopped their drive 3 points the other way, so now they work from behind.
They do, but he's got to walk out on the field like he's working from ahead. All right, he's got to walk out like, hey, I just threw a touchdown pass because all eyes on his team are on him. They gain their confidence from the way he reacts, his demeanor, and how he plays. He's got to show that he has confidence in himself. On
1st and 10, Mayfield. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground.
Sam Hubbard just continues to quietly produce for the Bengals. He plays the run, but he can also rush the passer and had 7.5 sacks in 2021.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Mayfield now. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just help receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunky yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Across the line and to the ball quickly there, Trey Hendrickson. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Mayfield. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Sam Hubbard able to record his 5th sack of the season. Following the sack, Mayfield and the Panthers staring at a 3rd and long here. McCaffrey running up the middle. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. The Bengals at 3-5, 2 games under 500. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
Partner, it's not often that I expect running backs to eclipse 100 yards in back-to-back games, but he left 100 way behind last week. I think he's going to do it again. I'm expecting 150 or more.
And last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So if he does what you say he might, maybe he'll get another one.
Yeah, I think he's locked in.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
These two teams all tied after one.
Here we go.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. Mixon is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. Mayfield looks to throw. That one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Again, it's Mixon. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 51 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here we go.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check 15. 11.
Now they go play action now. Burrow rolling to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Scramble drill there, partner. Some teams have some pretty good rules for it. Others are just saying make sure you work your way back into the sight lines of your quarterback, even if you take the play deep. And that's what they attempted to do on that one, unable to connect.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra
pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So on is the lefty, Kevin Huber, to kick it away for the Bengals here on 4th down. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Mixon with a first down. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if these offenses can settle in and start taking care of the ball a little bit better.
A big play there from McCaffrey, 51 yards. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a first and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now because is he rewarding himself for a great run or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5, pickup of 3.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
On second down, McCaffrey. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. McCaffrey is into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. From his end zone, here's Trent Taylor. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And he's got a Bengals first down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line.
Now that's how you start to get back in the good graces of your head coach. Remember, he fumbled on the last possession. How about the faith they showed him, giving him the ball again, and he repaid him, picking up a first down.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll wind up picking up about 4 as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. From the 39, Burrow. Over the middle, complete. It's Boyd. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Now Burrow on first down. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
He's going to look deep for more. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hekker to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Here we go.
And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together.
11-90.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Burrow looking to pass. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Burrow to his old LSU teammate Chase for a Bengal first.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 90 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They get this to Smith on the jet sweep, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
$38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Throwing, Mayfield. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Bengals force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And some room to roam now. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. but more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Here we go. Ready? Let's go. 12.
On the counter, it's Evans. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And now they will throw it with Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. First down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. It's Mixon on the counter, and he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
That's a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst, a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows the defense to tighten up their coverage, and they pick that one off.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. To throw, Mayfield. Well, caught by Tremble. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Mayfield. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Robbie Anderson. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead. And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed. And in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. Here's 2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff down to McCaffrey. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 109 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And this is caught. He hits more. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again. Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So pass interference, the call there. Always, obviously, Charles, such a subjective call. You agree with the penalty?
Well, from where we're standing right now, I think the officials are tightening things up here in the second half. Maybe a defender gets away with that in the first, but this time the flag comes out, and I think it's a good call.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. On the ground, McCaffrey. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. They go power. This is Johnson, the fullback. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. His first rushing touchdown of the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes it a 17-10 score. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Bengals drive about to get going. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They go play action with Burrow. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Here we go.
The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. Mixing up the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. He will find his man Chase complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 132 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll run here with Evans. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Mixon trying to punch it in, and he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Important extra point up and through, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Mayfield. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And this is going to be intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. One of the best of the last decade or so, Bobby Wagner in to bring him down.
Big 13. Big 13.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he'll take this one down to the 36.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
If they get nothing else here on third down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot.
And they come with a jet sweep here as Burrow just taps that forward.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30.
So a pressure spot here for Evan McPherson.
The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
McPherson's kick is good.
And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
Mayfield. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
One final shot now. I'm not even sure he can get it to the end zone, though, from this distance.
That's going to take as much arm as he has, and you actually have to plan for the contingency. Maybe you're playing a tip. Try and get someone down who can tip it up and keep it for your own team and try and get to the end zone that way.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. One last shot from Mayfield here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for Cincinnati, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they fall to defeat for the 2nd time this season. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Cheap, I got me.